Chris, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Finantix helps financial institutions sell more and advise clients better. There is about 1 million financial advisors in the world. The financial services industry invests a lot, very heavily, in financial advice tools. Yet, the reality is that when financial advisors meet their clients, what they bring a lot is a lot of paper. Brochures, reports, printouts, newspaper. That's how they work, that's how they communicate when they're face-to-face with the client. We feel that technology is mature to change this fact. There are devices like this, which are as easy to use as paper. They're elegant, they're interactive, they're efficient. Finantix has built a suite of apps that support a financial advisor, both in the retail banking space or in the wealth management space, to support all the interaction he can have with a client when he's face-to-face. That's what I'm going to show you today. Suppose for a second I'm a financial advisor. This is my working environment. From here I can start all my apps. As you can see, I have a media library, I have planning tools, a product catalog, and a client management console. Today, my first meeting is going to be with Anna. Anna is in her 40s, she's married, has 2 children. It's the first time I meet her, so my goal today is to introduce myself, sell me, my services, my firm. That's why I invoke the media portal, which is a tool that allows me to navigate into a hierarchy of documents and media. As you can see, I have presentation, newsletter, research. I can drill down and I can have videos, PDFs, PowerPoints, brochures, whatever. Before meeting Anna, I prepare for the meeting and I try to assemble the resources which I think will be useful when I'm going to be face-to-face with her. So I create a folder for this purpose. I select a brochure of the bank, maybe a video on retirement planning, a market analysis, and an introduction to investment. I define the right sequence so that I can have a bit of a storyboard when I meet her, and I confirm that's what I want to have in the next meeting. Here a folder appears, our meeting, so that's what I need to show when I'm with her. I can very quickly call up a document, I can browse it with her, we can discuss it. At the end of the meeting she says, that's interesting, can you send it to me? Well, very easy. I select whatever I want to share. I can send an email very quickly, or if she has a device, I can exchange the information via Bluetooth. So far, Anna is very impressed with my professional approach to things and with some of my tools. We go to the next stage, which is financial planning. I want to discuss with her about her financial needs and her financial goal. Again, I have a tool that helps me. And here, to speed up the conversation, we are using the metaphor of profile. This allows to start the conversation in a better way, in a richer way. Anna identifies herself with the established family profile. I quickly verify some of the assumptions behind this profile. Obviously, we can refine them later as we continue the conversation. But for now, I will invoke a series of needs that people in Anna's situation typically have. In the discussion, I will verify if those needs are relevant for her. She will tell me she's not interested in starting a business, but actually one of her big dreams is to buy a vacation home in Italy, maybe for 600,000 in a couple of years. And that's what we will put on the drawing board. At this point, I can check if the cash flow, her life cycle cash flow, is going to be sufficient. And so far, the metaphor says it's nice weather in the background. The cash flow is realistic. We can start discussing, can she afford buying the house earlier in the cycle? You can see the weather turns bad. She cannot really do it. But if she can live with a house in Italy, maybe not in Venice, a bit outside of Venice, which will cost a bit less, maybe 300,000, then things look better and seems possible to her. This is how we can support interactive discussion that are fun, are engaging, and really allow to experiment different possible scenarios of how I want to structure my life cycle. Done with the meeting with Anna, the next meeting is going to be with Robert. He's an existing client, and we are meeting with the goal of discussing and reviewing his portfolio. We are going to meet in an elegant restaurant in the city of London, and I'm very happy that I have my iPad with me because an iPad is socially acceptable. You can have it in a restaurant, even on a cramped table full of glasses and plates, and you can still operate it in an elegant way, in a way that really allows you to share information with the person which is facing you without losing the eye-to-eye contact with this very person. Before meeting, I review the situation of Robert. I have here a console that tells me all about my clients and any situation I need to react on. What you see on top are alerts. I will enter into the position of Robert Gray. I will look at his balance sheet. I can expand and look at his liabilities. I can access his portfolio and all the investment it contains. I have lots of analytics about risk exposure of his portfolio, which I want to discuss with him. But to package Think Better for a meeting, I'm going to create a digital report, which is a bit easier to use as a sequence of discussion when I'm meeting with him at lunch. A digital report, I can just flip pages. It's fully multimedia and interactive, so I could have a video plugged in there. I can keep moving on. I can take notes as we discussed. It has annotation and highlighting. I can navigate to different pages. For example, I want to quickly go and discuss his portfolio allocation. So it really gives me lots of tools to be very natural in my discussion when I meet the client. We believe those are very cool tools. We believe they can really help sell more and advise client better. The same potential you've seen here to really change the way in which financial advice is delivered, we think applies to wealth management, but it also applies to retail banking and business banking. We'll be very happy if you come to talk to us today. If you do, we will show you more cool stuff. We will tell you what you're doing in other segments of the financial services business. And we're also going to share with you some of the experiences that our customers using this in the field have been learning in this process. Thank you very much for your time.